We have a huge bantamweight matchup this weekend at the UFC. Number 4, Cory Sandhagen. Number 10, Yadong, going head to head to see who's ready for title contention. If you don't know who these two are, I'll just show you.
Throwing these feints in, looking for...
He moves everything at the same time. Body's moving, feet's moving.
As you can see, these are two action fighters that come to fight every single time. And to put into perspective, at 135, anyone from number 1 ranked to number 15 ranked can become champion. So let's look at the records of these two. We have Cory Sandhagen 14-4, Yadong 19-6. Cory Sandhagen 3-inch reach advantage, 3-inch height advantage. We have the significant strikes percentage, close. Absorb per minute, close. Defense, close. Landed per minute, kind of close. Grappling stats, close. Odds, close. As you can see why this matchup is so intriguing, their stats are head to head, somewhat close. Now, just to put into perspective, we have number 4 versus number 10. Number 4, Cory Sandhagen, is 30 years old, just entering his fighting prime, where Yadong is 24 years old. This guy's going to enter his prime by the time Cory Sandhagen is done with the sport. So the fact that he's fighting him now just shows how special he is as a 24-year-old to be fighting the top of the division. This isn't boxing where people are training at 3 years old, 4 years old. They're going to the Olympics, having 100 amateur fights before they're 18. No, this is MMA. To be at 24 years old, fighting at the highest level, you have to be special. As I told you, records do not matter in the UFC. These are two future champions in the making. We have Cory Sandhagen, who, as you can see, has been going through a tear in the UFC. He has 3 losses, but his 3 losses are to Aljamain Sterling, the champion of the division, TJ Dillashaw, who it was a close fight, split decision, which a lot of people thought he won, and Peter Yan, which is a fight he took on 4 weeks notice and put on a hell of a fight. He kept the fight to Peter Yan, which a lot of people can't manage to do. The only person that's managed to do that and beat him is Aljamain Sterling. So Cory is battle tested at the top of the division, proven top 135 contender. Now we look at Song's record. 24 years old, going through a tear. 8-1-1 in the UFC at 24 years old. That is insane. The fact that he's even in this position to fight the number 4 ranked guys, I repeat it over and over, but he's special. O's don't mean anything. Styles makes fights, and I'm here to tell you Cory Sandhagen style, Yadong style, who I think is gonna win, why I think he's gonna win, and I'll also tell you who you should bet on. So first, we'll break down Cory Sandhagen. So Cory Sandhagen is a dynamic striker, super dynamic. He has great fundamentals. He has a ton of flashy strikes. He throws jabs, slips to spinning elbows. He throws flying knees. He'll throw a flying knee to transition a reverse triangle. He switches stances, switches angles effortlessly. Look what he catches TJ with.
His direction, he's able to move his head on. Oh,
Nice left.
He's comfortable fighting backwards, forwards. He puts a pace on a lot of fighters that just some fighters can't even handle. He is very tough. He'll eat shots. He'll get on submissions. He has great jiu-jitsu. He has vicious ground and pound. He has all this stuff I'm describing to you that he can keep up for 25 minutes. He'll throw 6 strikes per minute on average. He'll go above that easily. Now, I've told you all these great things about Cory's striking, his toughness, his cardio, but he also has some holes in his game. He is super susceptible to leg kicks. He does not check a lot of kicks. He'll check a few, but he'll eat 2 more right after that, and he doesn't care. Like, he's shown that like he can eat them, but eventually that will catch up to you. And a guy that depends on his movement so much for his fighting style, being susceptible to leg kicks is not great. And another last thing with Sandhagen is in the TJ Dillashaw fight, he struggled with control time against the fence because that fight was so close. If he just shortened those little mistakes and had TJ have less control time, he would have won that fight. But in the game of the UFC and in the game where a lot of these matchups are equally matched, it takes one mistake to lose a fight. And trust me, against Song, you cannot make mistakes. So now that I've just given you a rundown of Cory's best attributes, what he doesn't do right, let's talk about Yadong. This guy, at 24 years old, man, he's not even in his prime, and he has insane power and insanely fast hands. Whoa! Now, Yadong isn't some dynamic striker, crazy movement like Cory. He has more of a boxing stance. He sticks to his fundamentals and it works. And especially, he doesn't need to do a lot of flashy stuff because his power is that ultimate equalizer to a lot of people. And another part of his game is he has great clinch work. If he gets you up against the clinch, he knows how to control. He's very effective in the clinch and will make you work. And another thing is, Song has a lot of boxing fundamentals, but he doesn't set up a lot of his combos with a jab, where like a lot of people jab into range, or he like steps into range and then throws his combinations with hooks or straights. Like everything he throws as bad intentions and power. He doesn't tap you to see where you're at. No, he steps into range and he goes for the kill. Now, with a guy like Cory, he has to be very careful because your fundamentals may not be enough with a guy showing you so many different looks. Now that I've told you all their pros, their cons, and their fighting style, let me tell you how their styles match up. I personally think that Cory is going to win this fight just because of the pace he puts on and how dynamic his strikes are. And we've seen Song struggle in the past with Kyler Phillips, who is a very dynamic action fighter that just put it on him and just kept showing him different things. He just couldn't like find his timing or find his footing. He had his little moments, but it just wasn't enough. And with somebody like Cory, you can't let that happen to you. Now, even though I say that, there are ways for Song to win. As we saw in the TJ Dillashaw fight, Cory got backed up against the cage a lot and was controlled in the clinch. Song has the capabilities of doing that, and his clinch work is dirty, bro. He has knockouts breaking off the clinch. He is dangerous. What Song needs to do to win this fight is basically immobilize Sandhagen. He needs to chop the legs, go to the body. He needs to do what Yan did and set up 4-punch combinations to catch Cory at the end. If you notice in the Yan fight, Yan would set up 4-punch combinations. He'd miss the first 2, but he would catch Cory at the last 2, and it was effective, and he adjusted very well in that fight. I just think that Cory's style matches up with Song so well. It just gives him the opportunity to show out how good he is. With TJ, he struggled because TJ was standing right in front of him, slipping shots and countering. Where Song, once he gets pieced up, he backs up and resets. He doesn't go in, slip shots, throw an overhand. But at the end of the day, Song Yadong is dangerous, and he has that nuclear option of a right hand. But at the end of the day, if I had to put my money on a pick, I'd put it on Cory Sandhagen by decision. And the reason I picked by decision is because I just think Song is so tough. He literally ate a head kick flush, and he didn't even flinch. His neck barely moved, and he just kept walking forward. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It helps a lot. I appreciate the support I've been getting the last couple of days doing this YouTube channel. Also, comment stuff I need to improve on. We're gonna get a whole new setup by the end of this week. You're gonna see a whole new format. How I'm gonna do these breakdowns is gonna be a lot easier. It's gonna look a lot crisper. But again, thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments who you think's gonna win, Cory Sandhagen, Song Yadong. And lastly, make sure you get your casual friends to watch this fight, because I guarantee you it will make them a fan.
Shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe.